to the heart of the forest, where the source of the darkness awaited. With each step they took, their anticipation grew, knowing that they were about to embark on their most important adventure yet. But as they prepared to set out on their journey, a shadow fell over the clearing, and a chill ran down their spines. They turned to see a figure emerging from the darkness, a figure they recognized all too well. It was Zora, the cunning sorceress who had long sought to harness the power of the forest for her own dark purposes. Her eyes gleamed with malice as she surveyed Simba and his pals, a wicked smile playing at the corners of her lips. "So, you have uncovered the secrets of the forest," Zora said, her voice dripping with scorn. "But do not think for a moment that you can stop me. The power of the forest belongs to me, and I will not let you or anyone else stand in my way." Simba and his pals braced themselves for battle, knowing that they would have to confront Zora if they were to protect their home. With Ton's wisdom guiding them, Busy's speed at their side, and Depo's insight lighting their path, they prepared to face their greatest challenge yet. But as they readied themselves for battle, they knew that they could not defeat Zora alone. They would need the help of their friends, their allies, and the magic of the forest itself if they were to emerge victorious. And so, with their resolve steeled and their hearts united, Simba and his pals prepared to confront Zora and put an end to her dark reign once and for all. With their resolve steeled and their hearts united, Simba and his pals prepared to confront Zora and put an end to her dark reign once and for all. As Zora advanced towards them, her dark magic crackling in the air, Simba and his pals stood their ground, ready to defend their home with everything they had. But they knew that they couldn't rely on strength alone to defeat Zora, they would need to outsmart her as well. Drawing upon Ton's wisdom, they devised a plan to weaken Zora's powers and turn them against her. With Busy's speed, they would lure her into a trap, while Depo used his insight to anticipate her every move. And so, as Zora unleashed a torrent of dark energy towards them, Simba and his pals sprang into action. With lightning-fast reflexes, they dodged her attacks, weaving through the forest with skill and precision. But Zora was cunning, and she soon realized that she was no match for Simba and his pals. With a wicked grin, she called upon the forces of darkness to aid her, summoning shadowy creatures to do her bidding. Undeterred, Simba and his pals fought bravely against the onslaught, using their wits and teamwork to outmaneuver Zora's minions. With each blow they struck, they weakened her hold on the forest, drawing closer to victory with every passing moment. And then, just when it seemed that all hope was lost, a beam of light broke through the darkness, illuminating the clearing with its brilliance. It was the magic of the forest itself, answering Simba and his pals' call for help. With a mighty roar, Simba and his pals channeled the magic of the forest, unleashing its power against Zora with all their might. And as the light enveloped her, Zora let out a scream of rage and frustration, her dark powers fading away until she was nothing but a mere shadow of her former self. With Zora defeated and the forest safe once more, Simba and his pals breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that their home was finally free from her tyranny. But they also knew that their adventures were far from over, for in the heart of Nigeria, there were always new challenges to face and new friends to meet. And so, with their heads held high and their spirits soaring, Simba and his pals set off once more into the unknown, ready to face whatever the future held in store. As they ventured forth into the unknown, Simba and his pals knew that their bond had been tested and strengthened through their trials. With each challenge they faced and each victory they achieved, they grew closer, their friendship becoming an unbreakable bond that would see them through any hardship. Together, they explored every corner of the forest, discovering hidden treasures, ancient ruins, and magical wonders beyond their wildest dreams. Along the way, they met new friends and allies, from wise old tortoises to mischievous squirrels, each one adding to the richness of their journey. But amidst the beauty of their adventures, there were also moments of sadness and loss. They mourned the passing of beloved friends and faced their own fears and doubts, wondering if they were truly worthy of the destiny that lay before them. But through it all, they persevered, their courage and determination shining bright even in the darkest of times. And as they journeyed on, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, as one. And so, as the sun set on another day in the forest, Simba and his pals continued their journey, their hearts filled with hope and their spirits soaring high. For they knew that as long as they had each other, there was nothing they couldn't overcome. And with that thought in mind, they pressed on, ready to face whatever adventures awaited them in the magical world of the Nigerian forest. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, Simba and his pal stumbled upon a hidden grove, where a mystical fountain stood shimmering in the dappled sunlight. Intrigued by its beauty, they approached the fountain cautiously, feeling a strange energy pulsating through the air. As they drew closer, they noticed that the water of the fountain seemed to glow with a soft, iridescent light, casting rainbows across the surrounding foliage. Simba reached out a hand to touch the water, feeling its cool, refreshing touch against his skin. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the grove, ancient and wise. "Welcome, travelers," it said, its tone gentle yet commanding. "You have discovered the Fountain of Dreams, a sacred place where the hopes and aspirations of all who seek it may come true." Simba and his pals exchanged excited glances, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They had heard tales of the Fountain of Dreams, but they never imagined that they would be the ones to find it. The voice continued, revealing that the fountain held the power to grant wishes, but only to those who were pure of heart and true of spirit. With a sense of awe and reverence, Simba and his pals approached the fountain, each one silently contemplating their deepest desires. But as they prepared to make their wishes, a shadow fell over the grove, and a chill ran down their spines. They turned to see a figure emerging from the darkness, a figure they recognized all too well. It was Zora, the sorceress they had defeated long ago, her eyes blazing with malice. She had returned, more powerful than ever, and she had her sights set on the Fountain of Dreams. Simba and his pals knew that they could not let Zora claim the fountain for herself. With their hearts filled with determination, they prepared to face her once more, ready to protect the sacred place and all who sought its blessings. And as they stood united against the darkness, they knew that their greatest adventure was yet to come. With their hearts filled with determination, Simba and his pals stood their ground, ready to face Zora and protect the sacred Fountain of Dreams from falling into her hands once again. Zora smirked, her dark magic crackling around her like tendrils of shadow. "Fools," she spat, her voice dripping with venom. "You cannot hope to defeat me. The power of the fountain will be mine, and there is nothing you can do to stop me." But Simba and his pals refused to back down, their resolve unshakable. With Ton's wisdom guiding them, busy speed at their side, and Depo's insight lighting their path, they prepared to confront Zora and put an end to her wicked schemes once and for all. As Zora unleashed a barrage of dark magic towards them, Simba and his pals sprang into action, dodging her attacks with lightning-fast reflexes. With each blow they struck, they weakened her hold on the fountain, drawing closer to victory with every passing moment. But Zora was relentless, her powers fueled by anger and desperation. She summoned shadowy creatures to do her bidding, unleashing them upon Simba and his pals with ferocious intensity. Undeterred, Simba and his pals fought bravely against the onslaught, their determination unwavering. With each passing moment, they drew upon the strength of their friendship and the magic of the forest, pushing themselves beyond their limits in their quest to protect the Fountain of Dreams. And then, just when it seemed that all hope was lost, a beam of light broke through the darkness, illuminating the grove with its brilliance. It was the magic of the forest itself, answering Simba and his pals' call for help once again. With a mighty roar, Simba and his pals channeled the magic of the forest, unleashing its power against Zora with all their might. And as the light enveloped her, Zora let out a scream of rage and frustration, her dark powers fading away until she was nothing but a mere shadow of her former self. With Zora defeated and the Fountain of Dreams safe once more, Simba and his pals breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that their home was finally free from her tyranny. But they also knew that their adventures were far from over, for in the heart of Nigeria, there were always new challenges to face and new friends to meet. And so, with their heads held high and their spirits soaring, Simba and his pals set off once more into the unknown, ready to face whatever the future held in store. As they ventured forth into the unknown, Simba and his pals reflected on the journey they had taken and the lessons they had learned along the way. They had faced darkness and danger, but they had also discovered the true power of friendship, courage, and perseverance. Through their adventures, they had learned that true strength comes not from magic or might, but from the bonds we share with one another. They had learned that by standing together, they could overcome any obstacle, no matter how daunting it may seem. And as they walked beneath the canopy of trees, the sun shining down upon their faces, they knew that their journey had taught them a valuable lesson, that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always light to be found if we have the courage to seek it. And so, as they journeyed on, their hearts filled with hope and their spirits soaring high, Simba and his pals made a vow to always cherish the bonds of friendship that had carried them through their greatest trials. And as they reached the edge of the forest, they turned to their audience, a smile playing at the corners of their lips. "Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure," they said, their voices filled with gratitude. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting adventures and heartwarming tales. With that, they bid their audience farewell, knowing that their journey was far from over, but also knowing that they had the courage, strength, and friendship to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And as they walked off into the sunset, their hearts filled with hope and their spirits soaring high, they knew that their adventures were just beginning. As they walked off into the sunset, their hearts filled with hope and their spirits soaring high, Simba and his pals knew that their adventures were just beginning. With each step they took, they carried with them the memories of their journey, the challenges they had faced, the friends they had made, and the lessons they had learned. And as they looked towards the horizon, they knew that there were countless more adventures waiting to unfold. But amidst the excitement of the unknown, they also carried with them a sense of gratitude for the experiences they had shared, the bonds they had forged, and the love and support of their friends and followers. And so, as they continued on their journey, they made a promise to themselves and to each other to always treasure the moments they shared, to never forget the lessons they had learned, and to never lose sight of the true power of friendship, courage, and perseverance. For they knew that as long as they had each other, there was nothing they couldn't overcome. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow across the landscape, Simba and his pals walked on, their hearts filled with hope and their spirits lifted by the promise of new adventures on the horizon. And as they disappeared into the distance, their laughter echoing through the air, they knew that no matter where their journey took them, they would always carry with them the lessons they had learned and the bonds they had forged along the way. And so, with a sense of excitement and anticipation, they stepped boldly into the future, ready to face whatever challenges and wonders awaited them on their next great adventure. As they stepped boldly into the future, Simba and his pals carried with them the lessons they had learned throughout their journey. And as they reflected on their adventures, they realized that the greatest treasure they had discovered was not found in hidden caves or mystical fountains, but in the bonds of friendship they shared. They had learned that true strength comes not from magic or might, but from the courage to stand by one another in times of need. They had learned that kindness, compassion, and empathy were the greatest weapons against darkness and despair. And most importantly, they had learned that no matter how daunting the journey may seem, the power of friendship and unity could overcome even the greatest of obstacles. And so, as they continued on their path, they made a vow to always cherish the bonds they had forged and to never lose sight of the values that had guided them on their journey. For they knew that in a world filled with darkness and uncertainty, the light of friendship would always shine bright, illuminating the path to a brighter tomorrow. And as they walked hand in hand into the sunset, their hearts filled with gratitude and their spirits lifted by the promise of new adventures to come, they knew that they had truly found the greatest treasure of all, the love and support of their friends. And so, with a renewed sense of purpose and determination, they set off into the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges and wonders awaited them on their next great adventure, secure in the knowledge that as long as they had each other, they would always find their way home. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on our latest adventures and heartwarming tales. Your support means the world to us. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey.